Alright, it's time for us to move on here, so let's go ahead and speak with Hildibrand to take on our next quest entitled The Imperfect Gentleman. Unfazed by events that would shatter the mind of a lesser man, Hildibrand stands ready to begin his next case. You'll have to do it without an opportunity to get a change of clothes because we're pretty far away from where he could possibly get them. Shall begin the case of the silent correspondent. Not to rain on your parade, but my friend who was somewhere on your star stopped sending me messages is not a lot to go on. I spent years investigating the existence of aliens, and recent experiences notwithstanding, they are not that easy to find.
Then you don't know Inspector Hildibrand. He'll solve this case as he's solved countless others, with unerring perception and panache.
Well, Shen Nashu! I need but relinquish conscious thought to investigative instinct, and the clues will float me forthwith. As he will attempt to do right now. So as he thinks about it, the music suddenly stops. Hopefully he has a solution, or can lead us to one.
Lose yourself into the deductive current, Inspector!
You're channeling, aren't you? Contacting a higher power to breach the veil of mystery? Another fascinating development. Oh, hey there, Loprit.
Ah, there you are! I've been looking all over! Thought you'd like to know that I spotted that chap you were asking about, you know? The well-muscled gentleman with tattered clothing and dazzling teeth?
Yeah, he's right here in front of you.
You mean this gentleman? We found him too! Well, that can't be right!
Well, yeah, remember what we saw in The Echo? One did stray from the pack.
I just saw him in the North of Marilo and Torm, and he ran the other way when I called out. I don't understand how he could have arrived before me. I have a feeling, Mr. Bunny, sir, that what you saw was an imposter. Rika, would you mind asking Master Poo-Poo if he was growing any more inspectors on the moon?
I believe I can do that. Hey, Poo-Poo, can you give me an answer?
Poo-Poo, I created only a single batch, but one did manage to escape the vaporization beam. That individual's behavior was unpredictable. A flaw in the cloning process, I'm afraid.
Well, let me explain it to all of you. Well, this won't do at all. We cannot have a flood inspector running around besmirching the Mandeville name. So what are you gonna do? Master Poo-Poo, I must ask that we hunt down and liquidate my other self as soon as possible. Might we delay the search for your comrade until the deed is done?
Poo-Poo, the imperfect clone was of my making. It is only right that I redress my mistake first.
Yeah, he approves of your request. So begins the case of the imposter, Inspector.
Oh, that does sound exciting. If you don't mind me coming along, I can show you the place where I saw the imposter Inspector.
Okay then. Lead on. Yeah, the Poo-Poo, of course, walks pretty silly on his little legs. Yeah, we gotta go all the way up there. So, let's get on board and do this. So, as we arrive on scene, let's see what Hildibrand is searching for. Is he finding clues for where the imposter is? I spy with my little eye no dashingly defective gentleman.
He can't have made it that far, or on foot. Why don't we try searching the immediate area? Scan the horizon, that kind of thing.
Then I suggest we split up so we can cover more ground. Nashu, Rika and I will investigate the northwest.
Right, I'll take these other two and head northeast.
Splitting the party again? And you're leaving me with the aliens?
Oh, relax, Bright Eyes. We'll have a nice chat and I can disabuse you of all those strange conspiratorial notions. Oh, and we can get to know our new friend here.
Well, he seems to be happy about it. Yeah, on your way now. Let us be on our way as well, with Rika in the van, if you please. Certainly. So now Hildibrand and Nashu are now accompanying me. So we gotta go over this way. I am not dressed for combat though, so I gotta be ready in case anything goes awry. Yeah, where could this spot possibly be? Well, how about over there at the far end? Oh, there's also a spot to do a quest bubble for. Yeah, might as well look at this first, sure. You know, I bet the two are probably gonna wonder what was in here. And so I'll have to tell them about it. So oh, Nashu gets it first. Discuss the Cradle of Darkness.
Oh, look down there! They have their very own hot spring!
It's not quite like that. My dear Nashu, what you're observing is no hot spring, but a natural reservoir of ceruleum. With such a rich resource to hand, it is no wonder they can afford these palatial residences.
I'm glad you're here to educate me, Inspector. I was about to take a quick soak.
Oh, trust me, you don't want to soak in that. Yeah, Fan Daniel can attest to that. Meanwhile, yeah. Do I need to leave the two of you alone for a while? Yeah, because Nashu, your hands are a little too low. Oh, God. Hildibrand. Behold the sublime vista. 'Tis as if the moon herself breathes beneath our feet.
Oh.
And she actually says the spring. So yeah, if you spoke with Hildibrand first, then Nashu would basically follow up. But yeah, you two do need some time alone together. I mean, how long have the two of you known each other and you've never been this close before? Yeah, I feel like we deserve an answer to this question because I'm sure we're all curious to find out. Anyway, let's move on. All of a sudden, this decision to come over this direction to take the detour, very worthwhile. Very worthwhile. And we'll get on our way over here to find a hammer-struck thinker. Uh-oh. You know what happens with Hildibrand when there are hammers about. A goldsmithing hammer is lodged in the thinker's carcass. It appears to have been dealt a single swift killing blow.
Cool, the bombs grow big up here, don't they?
This hammer surely cannot be. Nay, it is not worth thinking about. Come along, nothing to see here. Yeah, I think it's dawned on all of us exactly what the heck's going on. And of course, since we can't get up there, normally we gotta go all the way around. So we'll head on over this way first and check out the quest bubble. And see what the two of them have to say about this particular spot. Okay then. Hildibrand, let's start with you. Discuss the starry sky. What a dazzling display of stars.
Not a single cloud in sight, in fact. I've never seen the night sky so clearly.
Now that you mention it, it's been nighttime the entire time I've been here. How much longer until dawn do you think? That's not quite how the moon works. Nashu? In fact, yeah, it's basically the same thing. It's a shame that they don't have original things to say separate from each other. That is kind of weird that they did that. So now we have a hammer-struck hoose. And man, this thing really got pounded flat. Another goldsmithing hammer, another killing blow that bespeaks unparalleled strength.
Oh, it looks like he's yawning. The hammer stuck in his head spoils the effect, though.
He cannot be here. Why would he be here?
That's a goldsmithing too, isn't it? It does look awfully familiar.
And yet, completely unrelated to our case. Moving on, people, moving on. Yeah, he's creeped out. Because I think if you've been following Hildibrand's adventures, you know what is going on here. let's get up here and find some trail of fancy footprints. A set of gentlemanly tracks leads to the northwest. But how do we identify them as being gentlemanly? Aha! In the sand, or in the snow, or in a half film of moondust, I don't recognize those fancy footprints anywhere. They're a perfect copy of mine. Our fugitive imposter must be just up ahead. So we know we're getting closer. Now it's just a matter of actually finding this guy. So as we arrive on scene...
I sense a gentlemanly presence. He is close. Very close.
Oh, here comes everyone else. No clones in the northeastern quadrant that we could see. Meanwhile, let's look around. Oh, Flying Saucer returns.
That's clever. Mr. Poo-Poo can scout for us from the air.
But it's not exactly what he's doing. Meanwhile... Aha! I found... me! Are you sure? Yeah, that's Simon in. Yeah, that would be him, alright. But he seems depressed. Maybe because all of his newfound friends are gone? Why? Why did I flee?
He seems very sad, downcast, very uninspector-like.
A flawed creation, to be sure. Such negative emotions would never mar the heart of a true mandeville man. As we nod in agreement. Whoa. In the meantime... You know, we saw a big explosion and there are two glowing eyes that are coming at us. And quite the fair to boot. As it gets ever closer. Yeah. We were not seeing things when we saw hammers being plunged into the skulls of things. Godbert has arrived. And Hildibrand is understandably creeped out. And spots the clone. Yeah. Praise Thor for his patience. 'Twould seem my beloved Hildy has been awoken from his unnatural slumber. And so, of course, being that he's Godbert, he's going to try and destroy him. But... though I missed and fell right through. Yeah, Godbert's like, what? I miss! My accuracy is impeccable! But yeah, you can't even flying kick him. Abandoning my gentleman comrades to save myself, my pride and was tarnished on my maltreated wardrobe. And yet, for all that... yeah, God, this isn't like you. See, I was like, what's going on? My fatherly love denied. Unthinkable. Unless that is not my son. Yeah, it's dawned on him. Because over here... yeah, now she's waving to him like, hello, this way! New target sighted. As one walks off being all sullen, the other is naturally scared out of his wits. And the first one is running for his life. Oh, Hildibrand. I thought we learned this lesson before. You know that your father can outrun you with the greatest of ease. Look out, Delian. Your attempts to run are in vain. You are about to get obliterated. Because here come the big explosions from Godbert. Oh, this poor futile attempt to escape. It's only a matter of time, Hildibrand. I'm sorry, man. And there it is. Target acquired. Because, yeah, we always know how Godbert greets his son. By doing stuff like this. Much to Nashu's enjoyment. Like, this is not how I wanted to be reunited! Another of me survived. I'll not turn tail and run this time. No, sir. Hildibrand to the rescue. Think you can save him, though? Don't worry, I've got your back! Like, I'm gonna be saved! Yeah, don't worry, I've got you. But it's all pain. Now they're both going for a ride. Round and round as fast as I can't slow down, I'm a Vanderbilt man! You certainly are. The Vanderbilt dance of the ephemeral twins. Yeah, I don't know why they're phrasing it like this, but you know how it ends. Throwing asunder into the sky, and then getting pinballed off of a bunch of meteors. Oh! And then off the flying saucer, and both end up perfectly wedged. Oh, man. We really didn't need to see that. Yeah, now it turns out, by Godbert doing that, the man in the moon has been pissed off. He doesn't like the fact that he has two people lodged in his nostrils. And so emerging, what could it possibly be? Loporits? What? Yeah, what's this about? They seem to be happy that they're free. And now they're giving us the can. Yeah, thank you for letting us go. As we wiggle our cunt-tail tails. And flap our ears. But that's it. You mean that was all that there was? And why didn't they stick around afterwards? Maybe they could have helped those two out of the nose. Now I know I am dreaming. That can't possibly be real. Oh, it was. You saw for yourself. Ah, that was a little something we were preparing to mark in the paper of Ferris. Almost forgot it was still there. And in the meantime... Yeah, Godbert, you fool. Yeah, the way you treat your own family like that, it has catastrophic consequences. Because yeah, now look at this. Run for cover. Yeah, you have to make up for your damage there, Godbert. Yeah, you reckless fool. Well, we seem to be enjoying him saving our lives, but still. You have quite the mess to clean up there, young man. And somehow even Enkidu is here. The barrage appears to have stopped, but just look at all this junk. Godbird, you have a lot to answer for. Please be sure to pick up your litter before you leave. The moon belongs to everyone, you know. And in the meantime... Hey, Godbird, I imagine you're going to want to find your son at some point? Instead, you're interested in... Oh ho! So that and your son, after you obliterate the crap out of him, is the first priority. Now that the flying saucer is fixed, and the fake inspector is taken away... Are you still in one piece? Hildibrand, Helio, Maximilian Mandeville, how glad I am to see you up and about. Your mother will be beside herself with joy. Yeah, given the fact that you did a lot more damage to your own son. The fact that he can even smile is a miracle. I only stand before you now thanks to Nashu, who stood ever vigilant at my bedside, and Rika, who ferried my soul back from across the rift. You're welcome. My son is indeed blessed with comrades of quality. You have my heartfelt gratitude. You're welcome. And meanwhile, to you, Master Poo-Poo, I extend my apologies. In my excitement, I fear I have broken your starship. If there's aught I can do to help effect repairs, you have only to ask.
Poo-Poo, my vessel experienced a temporary malfunction, but there was no major structural damage.
So we'll go ahead and translate that for him. It brings me relief and joy to hear it. And so now, might I have a word, Rika? I'd actually come to the moon in search of a certain rare ore, and by Thor's good graces, my quest has been successful. Okay. The ore harbor is but the first step of a longer saga. Meet me back in Razat Han and I'll explain the role I wish you to play. Okay then. Just don't hurt me in the process. Yes, I think it best we make the journey starwards. We'll not find Master Poo-Poo's friend from up here unless someone packed an extremely effervescent spyglass. Anybody? No? Then home it is. And away we go. What's on there, Dalian? For years I've chased after the supernatural and the inexplicable, but to encounter so much of it in such a short span of time, my mind still reels from the implications. Yes, I must keep my gaze focused beyond the veil. A chance like this comes only once in a lifetime. I guess it does. Yeah, let's not wander too far off. Time to go back home to Atheris. And so upon our return, let's go ahead and speak with Hildibrand. But now it's Delian who's taking notes and not Shu. Well, I guess we know why. Oh, how lovely to be back on the start of my birth. Father did not tarry to chat, but said something about returning here with a trusted employee. Alright. And so, well, we've no time for further familial pleasantries. Now Shu and I must devote all our mental energies to the case of the silent correspondent. And so, see what you gotta do there. Put your mind to it there, Hildibrand. And my keen inspector's sense impels me to begin our search in that direction. Make haste, my companions, for justice waits for no man, not even one who's little and blue. Could you wait until after you, spoke to run off?
Inspector, wait! Can't justice make an exception for me?
I guess you better go after them too, Dalian. His channeling appears to be remarkably effective. Fascinating. Yes, most fascinating indeed. Rika, forgive me. I seem to have been laboring under a misconception. Oh, have you now? After spending some time with the Xeno Bunnies, it has become clear to me that they have not the slightest intention of invading our star. They are no threat to us. Glad you finally came to your senses. But he is. You know of whom I speak. That devious Master Poo-Poo and his diabolical devices devised solely for world domination. I shall have to investigate him further to learn the intricacies of his plans, but I may require your aid, not to mention your interpretation. I even pay you a retainer fee, so please, when the time comes, join me on my quest for the truth. Okay. Yeah, I guess we're stuck with you now for the long haul. In the meantime, Godbert, thank you for putting your clothes back on. Ah, Rika, my apologies for the wait. Shall we proceed to business then? The task at hand concerns nothing less than a family legacy. Well, let me know about it. The recreation of the historically significant and astronomically magnificent Mandeville weapons. They were the designs of the distant ancestor, you see. While the originals have long since vanished, the manual containing the secrets of their construction survived. A precious heirloom passed down through generations of Mandevilles. Why the sudden weapon for sudden passion for weaponsmithing, or aren't your hammers built for hammering gold? Yeah, I should ask that. 'Tis true that as a goldsmith I've had little occasion for crafting implements of war. Why this project and why now, you may very well ask. Then I shall very well tell you. The tale begins not so long. I was here in Arazet to discuss a deal with an up-and-coming merchant. The matter in question was an acquisition proposal. Alas, the talk soured, so I made preparations to depart. It was then that the sky burst into flame. The final days? You know all too well what horrors followed. I did my best to defend the citizenry from the beasts which spawned, yet I cannot say them all. Say far too few, in fact. The memory of it haunted me, day and night, and I found myself unable to work. But then I heard the news of how you and your companions had ventured forth to banish the evil at its source. You forged on in the face of deepest despair, and it gave me the courage to do the same. I took a good hard look in the looking glass and asked, what can Goldbert Mandeville do to safeguard the people of this star? Thus did I realize that I had both the knowledge and the skill to forge the greatest of weapons, that I might empower others to protect themselves and their fellow man. So I began going down the list, requiring the necessary materials with single-minded purpose. One of these was a goodly chunk of purest Mandarium ore, a metal found exclusively in meteorites, and that only rarely. I searched high and low, scouring impact sites and consorting with kobolds, all to no avail. And then when none was to be found on Hydaelyn, I set my sights on the moon, where I at last obtained a sizable sample. Now I say at last, but the list of materials goes on. If I am to collect the rest in a timely fashion, I must employ the help of a comrade of quality. When you can spare a moment from adventuring, or aiding my dear son in his inspecting, pray drop a word in the ear of my manservant here. Very well. Nice to meet you, sir. I shall clear my schedule of trivial interruptions, and we can proceed with the recreation of a Mandeville weapon forthwith. You got it there, Godbert. I was about to call you Inspector, but that's not who you are. So in the meantime, for completing the quest, we shall receive 1,432 gil. And away he goes. Meanwhile, elsewhere in Razet, probably Delian looking up at Master Pooper and trying to figure out what's going on with him. Or it could be something we've seen many times over in Hildibrand Mysteries. Someone who is cloaked in shadow, that we have no idea who they are, and who's trying to hide from the Radiant Host. And is quite agile to boot. So as the Radiant Host walks around doing their nightly patrols, and apparently because he's in the shadows, he can easily hide behind cover as well. For running off. Where is he going to? He's opening the doors and looking up a jail cell or something? Well, turns out this person may be actually someone we know, because they see the giant head of metal that we saw previously when we first were reunited with Hildibrand. Sound the alarm! A prisoner is escaping! With the giant metal head. Yeah, I mean, he probably should have found a better way to hide himself, but I guess he's so fast, he doesn't need to worry about it. So off into the skies he goes. Where is he taking it? Who knows where? Meanwhile, time for the new outro that we saw in the previous expansion. Or a previous episode here. On solid ground or far out of this world. It's the fourth... I've already lost the song. Beloved son, he's second to none. Our agent of inquiry, Hildibrand Mandeville. Definitely not an alien clone. Ah, poor guy. Yeah, I lost the song pretty fast there. Doesn't help when the subtitles are kind of camouflaged into the surface of the moon. So, in order to advance further, yeah, Delian will now take the place of Nashu taking notes, and in the meantime, we'll go ahead and speak with the Mandeville manservants. So, please note that in the quest for Make It a Mandeville, you will receive a Mandeville weapon for a Dragoon. Ensure that you have changed to your desired job before speaking with the House Mandeville manservant. So, yeah, this is similar to what we saw with Bozia, but of course we're not going to thrust ourselves into a battlefield. We're just going to be doing this separately. So, let's go ahead and take a look at Make It a Mandeville. The House Mandeville manservant has been patiently waiting to speak with you. Mistress Asalki, how wonderful to finally speak with you. Your cooperation in Lord Mandeville's weaponsmithing endeavor is highly appreciated. Regarding said endeavor, we bored a corner of the high crucible in which to base our crafting station. If you'd be so kind as to follow me. Of course. So we will go ahead, he's over at the high crucible, so that's where we will meet up with him. And so there he is. A humble base of operations. You will no doubt be coming back and forth many times, so I strongly suggest that you attune to the city Ethernet if you've not done so already. Been there, done that. Otherwise, I trust you are all set to proceed. One moment while I'll inform Lord Mandeville of your arrival. Thank you. And so, sometime later... I forgot to change back into my kimono, by the way. Oh, welcome, Rika, welcome. With assistance added into the mix, I have every confidence that this adventure in forging will be a complete success. And so let us begin with a detailed exposition on the history of Mandeville weaponry. Ready when you are. First of all, when I say Mandeville weaponry, what I refer to is the series of masterpieces created by the legendary artisan Hildibrand Mandeville, the first lord of House Mandeville. Made with mystical mandarium, these purportedly peerless armaments are perhaps our most prized treasures. Or at least they were, until someone misplaced them. Terrible housekeeping, that. Fortunately, the time-worn manual in which Hildibrand penned his secrets is both intact and still within our possession. And so, thus, with that precious family heirloom in hand, and a ready supply of purest ore, I intend to recreate what was... The work, however, cannot proceed without a few more key ingredients. I should like to call upon you to procure said materials as well as provide a seasoned adventurer's perspective on the fruits of our labor. Leave it to me. Excellent, I knew I could count on you. As a goldsmith, crafting weaponry is akin to venturing into unknown territory, and I will place my trust only in the most proficient guides. Speaking of which, may I introduce one of the very best in the business. Come on over, my friend. Yeah, this way, whoever you are. Uh-oh. We know this body and that face. Still indebted to Arena as usual, eh there, Geralt? Oh, bloody hells. What a feeling you were the adventurer his lordship mentioned was helping out. Like a fly on shite when you catch a whiff of shiny new weapons, ain't ye? You don't seem too eager to be here, or come on, this'll be fun, yeah. It'll be fun like all the other weapons you've forged. Yeah. Oh, aye. Like a barrel full of plague-ridden potters. Look at the skill-addled dandy unforced a hammer for. I'd rather drag me stones cross hot coals than forge yet another rich old bastard's trinkets. And yet you're here. Is that the way of it, then? I contacted Arena hoping to employ the talents of Eorzea's finest smith. But as you clearly have no interest in providing me with your services, I shall hire another artisan. We can put this talk of stones and coals behind us. Apparently, I guess he doesn't want to be back with Arena then. But wait, you got it all wrong, your lordship. That was just a bit of smithy humour till on the moon. I would be honoured to work on your Mandeville weapon. Yeah, you don't want to go back to Arena, do you? So here's the thing. I've already spent the coin this job will bring me on some right fancy bottles of Thalnarian liquor. I can't afford not to do it. So that means we're back in business, yes? Marvelous. Like, oh, you two are gonna make a great pair. Oh, it's bloody splendid it is. Your crew is all present and accounted for, so let's get to smithing. There's not I'd like to do more. Presently, however, there are 3 conundrums which stand between us and making any Mandeville armament a reality. The first of these is the devising of a method for working the Mandarium. From what I've been able to decipher from the manual, the process is quite demanding. You just leave that to old Geralt. I've yet to meet a metal I can't beat into shape. Oh-ho! Then I shall see thou trolls for your artisanal ingenuity. This is a bad time for my voice to go. The second is the crafting of ornamentation which will amplify the weapon's etheric intensity. If it's a sturdy blade you need, then I'm your man, but Philly Blitz a decoration and not me smith and wheelhouse. Then it is fortunate that fiddling with bits is most assuredly in mine, though it shall no doubt be a challenge. Creating suitably exquisite adornments is a task well suited to me and my goldsmithing hammer. As for the third and final problem wanting for resolution, we require a vial of excellent Mandeville. If one has access to an industrial-sized alchemical furnace, it should be possible to extract this superlative mineral oil from Mandarium-rich meteorites. Assuming I've understood what I've heard of the process, this Exala-Mange Waltzed oil is key to maximizing ethereal conductivity. And so, and thanks to the good graces of the High Crucible, we have the extraction apparatus we require right here. All that remains is to collect 3 or so goodly chunks of Mandarium meteorite. This will be your charge, Rika. Alright. Right. Then I will see about preparing materials for my share of the workload. And all start stoking the flames. Sounds like we'll need them nice and hot. I agree. And so away he goes. And then it's just you and me there, Mr. Geralt. Oh, Rowena asked me to tell you something. Seems like one of her lackeys has so badly conveniently set up shop over by the Aetheryte and just might have the meteorite chunks we need. Last by the name of Jubruna, I think it was. Could save you some searching, but she sure as shot ain't giving out Scar Rocks for free. No, of course not. Yeah, I can understand that. And so, we have now Mandeville weapons. A saga of hammers and heroes. So, in order to go and get all this done, as mentioned before, the person we need to speak to is over by the Aetheryte. So we'll go ahead and speak with Mr. Bruna here. Nice to meet you.
You must be the famous Rika. Mistress Rowena said to expect you and to assist with any procurement requests.
Well, here's why I'm here.
Mandarium meteorites? Why yes, we happen to have cornered the market on that particular asset.
She always seems to, doesn't Rowena?
Only so many of them fall from the sky, you see, and collectors offer top gilt for such rarities. In your case, however, I've been instructed to request payment in an alternative currency. Say it with me now. Allegan Tomestones. The going rate is 500 Allegan Tomestones of astronomy for 1 chunk of Mandarium meteorite. I'll be here whenever you're ready to make the trade.
Yeah, it's definitely more expensive than the 250 per of items that we needed to get a weapon for Bozia. But yeah, so yeah, at 500 of the tomestones of astronomy. So I have 1221 currently, but I'm a few hundred short. So as it stands right now, I won't be able to get it right away, but I do have a little bit of time to do some grinding. So I'll be right back once I have the necessary number of tomestones, and then we will show you what we get. Okay, I have grinded the necessary 1500 tomestones of astronomy in order to get 3 chunks of meteorite from Miss Jubruna. So I'll have that now, so we can make our way over to the High Crucible. And upon our arrival, we'll go ahead and give this stuff over to Geralt. Well, don't just stand there with your thumb of your ass, let's see the goods. Alright, no need to be like that. Here you go. Take it off my hands. Oh, these are proper sky rocks, and no mistake. Goldbert's not back yet, but I reckon we can get a head start on extracting that special oil of his. Make it happen. So we can hear the Crucible doing its thing. And this is what we got. Bugger. This might as well be cooking grease for all the conductivity it's got. Must have botched one of the steps, but which one? Pretty sure I followed them instructions to the damn letter. So what do we do? There was no fault in your process, Master Geralt. Here comes Godbert. So what can you tell us about what we just did? Seem to be smiling, though. Oh, then how do you explain this bottle of white piss sitting on me anvil? It has yet to undergo the final treatment, an advanced oil pressing technique passed down through generations of Mandeville lubricant enthusiasts. Oh yeah? It'll take more than some enthusiastic oil pressing to bring this liquid up to snuff. Ye of little faith, observe. What do you have in store for us? How are you gonna make this what we need it to be? Sets the beaker down. And then... yeah, all of a sudden he's the red go-go posing ranger. And he's down to his underwear. The gods, man, what the hell's he stripping down his small clothes for? I should have known you were just some degenerate fop. Oh, wait till you see what he can do. Patience, Master Geralt. This is merely the prelude. So yeah, he's gonna do a little... yeah, behold the mighty squats of a Mandeville man! Well, that's a lot of squats. We just watch on in amazement. And we also didn't need the butt shot. That should be enough to get the juices flowing. Now, to demonstrate the aforementioned technique. A single drop of potently powered manual perspiration! I beg your pardon, what? Yeah, you're not seeing that wrong. This is really what it takes. As it makes this bead of sweat makes this triumphant journey down to from his arms to his fingertips. And all of a sudden, boom! He goes, it's full of stars! But that don't change anything. It's still just an eccentric old bugger prancing about and sweating all things. But then, the drop goes inside. And yeah, now look what's happened. It's pure blue. Maybe so, but look closer, Master Geralt. Thus is the Axala Mandeville made ready. What do you mean, ready? All you did was add your drippings. But bugger me! Yeah, it's bubbling too. It ain't possible! Don't suppose you're gonna explain this, are you? One does not simply reveal the tricks of one's trade, especially long-guarded family traditions. As a fellow professional, I'm sure you understand. Oh, well, makes no difference to me. Wouldn't be caught dead doing them creepy poses. Yeah, considering all the hammering you have to do. Bracing banter aside, I do believe this puts us in possession of all the necessary components. It is your time to shine, Master Geralt. Oh, I'll shine alright. You're above the average craftsman, I'll grant you that, but you're still a few rungs to climb. Keep in mind who's on the board over in Ul'dah there. The Syndicate, I should say. The shield your eyes, ladies and gents, because my work is positively blinding. Well then, show us what you can do. Wow, sounded like he hurt himself when he started. We can hear him pounding it out. And then, looky what we've got. Success, just as I predicted. Alright, there's a collaborative masterpiece. It certainly is. The Mondeville Spear. So as we did in the Bozia quest, yeah, let's raise it to the heavens. Though I would live to see my ancestors' wondrous forgework recreated. You've made me a happy Mandeville man, Rika. I'm glad I can help. Let's not break out the bubbly booze just yet, your lordship. We've got a ways to go before we can call our work finished. Yes, indeed. And so, Master Geralt is quite right. I've neglected to properly explain that this is but the first stage of a much grander creation. The bare bones of the weaponry, if you will. Aye, now begins the endless tour of refinement, which means I'll be stuck here for gods know how long. I am loath to monopolize your time, my good blacksmith, but the manual is written in a most confounding cipher. I am not even certain when I will finish decoding the next step of the process. So I'm to sit idle then. At least I have a few bottles of quality liquor to keep me company. And no one to stop you from drinking them. A regrettable yet unavoidable delay. Let us reconvene when the manual has given up its secrets, shall we? Of course. Meanwhile, I leave the weaponry in your battle-hardened hands. When next we meet, your report of its performance will be indispensable in guiding our improvements. Oh, and should you wish to experiment with a different variety of maneuver weapon... Oh wow. Yeah, it turns out that this highly trained house maneuver artisan is at your service. I've imparted to him the necessary techniques for facilitating this initial stage of crafting. He requires only a contribution of Mandarium meteorites to forge a weapon of your choosing. But does he have to be in his underwear just like you? Or is that the only way that everyone who works for you does their goldsmithing? Another near-naked bastard? What do you Mondeville folk have against trousers? Or anything else? Yeah, Godbert just laughs it off. Oh, it just gets crazier and crazier for you, Geralt. You know what? I don't want to even know. Just leave the smithing to me. When I do a job, I do it right. He certainly does. Very well then, I shall return anon. I am most eager to see the next stage of our masterpiece take shape. And so away he goes, and we will accept our reward of our very own Mandeville Spear, an item level 615 weapon. A repeatable quest is now available from the House Mandeville Artisan at the High Crucible of Alchemia. This quest may be accepted to create Mandeville weapons for other jobs. Please ensure you have changed to your desired job before speaking with the House Mandeville Artisan. And so there we go. We got the Mandeville Demands achievement and the Hammering It Up Mandeville Spear achievement as well. Turns out I was not alone in finding a weapon. This guy in the Male Vieira wanted to be a dancer, so he's getting a weapon crafted especially for that reason. So yeah, if we ever want to get another weapon, we know who we need to speak to in order to start that up. But in the meantime, since we got this new spear, let's show it off. As you can see, it also has 2 slots for materia, which I will definitely be using and will take advantage of it. So let's brandish it and show it off in all of its glory. So you can see the This thing is glowing blue, just like Rika's armor is. I imagine it'll be glowing even more blue as we go along, given that she is a Dragoon, but we'll see how it unfolds as I get more mandible weapons on my possession. And of course, stronger stuff like she's definitely going to be seeing a few more of these in the near future. And, well, we'll see in patch 6.35, I guess, what the new Hildibrand mysteries will bring us, because we have those to take care of too. But in the meantime, we'll go ahead and call it good here, knowing that we've gotten our first successful acquisition of a mandible weapon, and we will see how it all unfolds when I join you guys next time. I imagine I'm torn about whether or not I want to show off the new Beast Tribe intro, but I think I will, but I'll save it for another time. For now, though, we'll just focus on seeing what else I can do with this, and also grinding myself up further and seeing what we can accomplish. So, with that, I'd like to thank everyone for watching the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker, and I will look forward to seeing you guys back here next time when we do. It could very well be the new Beast Tribe quest, or it could very well be me starting patch 6.3, because I already showed off All Saints Wake, so it's just a matter of what are we going to be showing off next. So, thank you very much everyone for watching, and until next time everyone, may you ever walk in the lights.